Yes, HomeQuarter. Well, we often joke that HomeQuarter stands for the fact that we mortgage the HomeQuarter in order to build the restaurant, which is partly true as well. But HomeQuarter stands for the type of a term that in Saskatchewan is very familiar to rural dwellers, because the whole province is divided into sections, and the home quarter was that quarter section that each farm got as part of their homestead deed from the government. And so the term home quarter harkens back to, I guess you would say, a simpler rural life. But then today, home quarter still has a meaning in that what we feel we have done is captured those original, that original homeliness that would have been part of early prairie living, where families depended on themselves and their neighbors to share the food, to make sure that the crops got in, the crops got off, and that families were well looked after. Farmers Market went through a lot of political changes. Essentially, it closed, and just about the time that we were getting ready to open here. So we were committed to expanding, and we now have 2,000 square feet of space here at HomeQuarter.
And then how about the early days in the farmers market? How were those?
Yeah, the early days in the farmers market, Grace is better off discussing those than I am. I was working full time, and Grace was running it. But essentially the concept was to get out of the wholesale food business, because we were in the jam processing business for many years. When we first looked at this building, we actually looked at a different piece of geography on it. That one wasn't available at the way we wanted it. So we ended up with this piece here, partly because we wanted the sunshine. We wanted something that faced east and south, and this was the best bay for that. And we had a great design team that helped us pull that together.
You won what award?
Yeah, we won the awards called the Massey Awards, and they are Manitoba, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and it's the Innovation in Design Award. And so when we opened in 2018, and that same year we entered our design and won. We did win 3 People's Choice Awards. We were the one group, the one restaurant that was moved on each night to challenge the chefs of the area. And although they took home the big prizes, we actually won the Consumer's Choice Award 3 nights in a row. Yeah, I think the culture here at HomeQuarter, this is a small facility, right? So we have 50 seats. So in terms of clientele, on Saturdays and Sundays, virtually all 50 seats are filled, plus the patio. And I would say that the culture of the clientele are people that want a little bit of down-home feel. So they come here for a little bit of some personal touch with their food, a little connection to the farm, their ability to come to a cozy spot that the TVs aren't blaring. This is not a sports bar. And so we're quite radically different than a lot of the restaurants, and not everyone in the food industry necessarily subscribes to that. So when you're hiring, you want to look for people that really enjoy working with other people and want to give a certain level of service in everything that they do.
Okay. And then how does HomeQuarter engage with the local community of Saskatoon?
That's an interesting question. The local community, we actually have a couple of local communities. So the most central local community would be the bank's businesses. And so this is an interesting condo complex that we've built in, and all of the first floor is other businesses. A couple of hair salons. There's a new real estate office opening up. There's a Mediclinic. And so our first level of community involvement is making sure that this group, that we meet occasionally and try to do some projects together that are going to bring new people down to this part of the city. And this part of the city is Riversdale. So that's our second community, is Riversdale. And whenever there's open houses or Christmas festivals, we always like to pitch in and make sure that we're one of those key destinations in Riversdale. And Riversdale is quite an interesting community. And in the 50s and 60s, it was extremely vibrant, went through some tough times, and in the last 20 years has been rebuilding as a place to come to shop, to eat, and for entertainment. And then I guess the third district would be the entertainment district, which is proposed by the city, and which in some respects already does butt up to us, with TCU Place only being a couple of blocks away, Persephone only a couple of blocks away. And, on the river, which we're so close to, the evenings that they have entertainment along the river or fireworks along the river, those I think really embrace the kind of community that we were hoping to have.